Friends, welcome to the official YouTube page of Everest IS Academy. So today we are going to discuss February 21, 2020 Hindi newspaper analysis from the UPSC Prelims 2020 point of view. So the first article which came in the headlines is Citizenship Amendment Act will cause Muslims to face exclusion. So by US panel. So basically we know friends, this week only February 25 and 26 US President is going to visit India. So during the preparation phase itself, now we are facing some problems in negotiating the trade agreements because USA recently only has actually in the GSP status, which was actually cancelled because India used to enjoy a preferential trade access market under GSP. And this status has been cancelled last year only, and even the recent update is they have classified India from the status of developing country to developed country status. So India cannot access this GSP status as of now. So whatever during the Trump visit to India now, actually India initially planned to sign some of the major trade agreements. If not, at least a mini trade deal they were expected to sign. But the recent update is they have not come across any major whatever the negotiations they didn't conclude to the proper front. So what they are saying is that they will come to this finalize the decisions at a later time only. So as part of that, friends, the recent update is actually in the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom. So this body actually what it has said is that it has actually published a fact sheet on Citizenship Amendment Act, and it has criticized it for being discriminatory for Muslim religion. So basically what they are saying is that the Citizenship Act is basically protecting only the non-Muslim communities at the exclusion of Muslim communities. So when the NRC exercise will be conducted, means that time only Muslims will face the major problem. That's what this particular report which is published by the US Commission body has suggested. In addition to that, friends, what India has replied to this, especially this report which has been published by US, is it has said that the Citizenship Amendment Act and all these things are internal matter of India. So basically, and one more thing is India is very firm on implementing the Citizenship Amendment Act, and it is not going to change. Next article is Supreme Court passes interim order on Mahadevi Tribunal Award. So basically, friends, let's go and first study the basics of this Mahadevi Tribunal Award. Under this, actually, there are three parties to this Mahadevi River. So first one is that Goa, then we have Karnataka, and then third one is that Maharashtra. So what happened is that this is basically this Mahadevi River, it originates in the Western Ghats only, friends. So it originates in the Western Ghats in Karnataka region, and it flows to Goa, and then part of it also goes to Maharashtra. So now what happens is that in the state of Karnataka, actually they propose to actually create some two dams. So by diverting the water from the Mahadevi to the Malprabha basin. So that is basically the controversy which is running. This Malprabha is basically a tributary of Krishna, friends. So that new dam which has been proposed to construct, it is named after as Kalasa Banduri project. So let's go and discuss this in detail, friends. So this is a dam I have been discussing, that is the Kalasa Banduri project. So from this blue line denotes the Mahadevi river. From this river only they are actually going to deviate the river water to the Malaprabha river basin, and this in turn this water will be used for improving irrigation facilities, and in addition it is used for providing drinking water facilities to the northern Karnataka regions, especially the districts of Belagavi, Dharwad and Gadag will get mostly benefited. But what Goa is majorly saying means, suppose when a dam has been constructed, means its share of water, because this Mahadevi River Water Dispute Tribunal has been initially started in 2010 only. So now what happened is the final judgment it has been given now, and each state will have a share. So what the Goa is fearing is that they will not get a share based upon the final judgment which has been given under this Mahadevi River Dispute Tribunal. So basically we will go and discuss that, friends. So as part of the tribunal award which was actually given, which was constituted in 2010, the final judgment what it has delivered is that basically Karnataka will receive 13.42 TMC of water. But whereas Goa will receive 24 TMC, whereas Maharashtra will receive only meager proportion 1.33 TMC. Now the main problem is because of this Kalasa Banduri project, which is undertaken by especially this Karnataka state. So their objective, they wanted to actually improve the drinking water supply to the northern Karnataka districts, which is mostly drought affected area. But what Goa is saying is that suppose if this water if they are constructing the dam means, so majority of the people in the Goa state, actually like they are dependent upon this water for their agricultural production, and even the national parks which are located along this especially Mahadevi river basin, they will, because this in Goa this Mahadevi river is also called as Mandovi river. So in this only some of the national parks has been located, and even this water is used for agricultural production in the Goa state. So they fear that their agricultural production will get affected. So with respect to that, as of now, actually like they have now the final judgment is actually pending with the Supreme Court, because whatever decisions which has been made regarding this Karnataka to when it proposed to construct this Kalasabanduri dam, so this particular award has been now pending before Supreme Court also, as well as before Mahadevi river dispute. So we have to wait for the final judgment regarding the construction of the dam. Till that, actually like what they have told is that the recent update with respect to Supreme Court is that it has actually, because whatever judgment which has been given in 2010 by this Mahadevi river dispute, that actually like that judgment the Karnataka state wanted to publish it. So that for that the Supreme Court has given a go ahead status. So as we have discussed, friends, this Mahadevi river actually rises in the Western Ghats, especially in Bhimghat Wildlife Sanctuary in Karnataka's Belagavi district. This is where the river originates, and then it flows into Goa and Maharashtra. So next is the editorial article, Trump cards. So basically, friends, as we know, US President Trump is going to visit India February 25 and 26, and before coming only has given a mostly negative sign only to India, because India already hoped that like when the US President is visiting India, because previously last year USA has cancelled the GSP status to India, and India thought that it will renegotiate with the US regarding this GSP status, because in this 2000 items has been traded by India, like concessional trade with respect to US. So as of now the hopes are now limited, because USA has recently only classified India from the status of developing country to developed country status, and India can no longer access the GSP status as of now. So the hopes of concluding any like trade agreement is also now looking very actually less. So that's what this article is discussing, because as of now there are actually a lot of differences which are prevailing with respect to the negotiations which are going on, because US is asking for more market access for its especially agricultural products, but what actually like India is expecting is that it is asking US to restore its generalized system of preferences trade, which was started during the time period of 1974. However, regarding both the fronts, we cannot like expect all of a sudden any conclusion regarding the front. So in the recent Trump visit, we cannot expect anything apart from a political just ceremonial practices. But what this particular author is saying is that in addition to that, but what India and the US are actually planning to do is they are actually planning to upgrade their 2015 joint vision statement, especially on Indo-Pacific. So they are planning to have a better cooperation between India and US, especially upon the freedom of navigation. So this objective mainly what they are doing is that they wanted to contain the Chinese presence in the especially Indian Ocean region. So India is now partnering under the Indo-Pacific this joint statement. Under this activity, actually we are making a cooperation with US so that to keep a check on the Chinese presence in the Indian Ocean region. Next article is Center won't dilute Article 371. So basically, friends, in case of India, we have two special provisions which has been given under the Constitution. One is the Article 370, and this applies to the state of Jammu and Kashmir previously, and this has been revoked now, and it has been converted into Union Territory like Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory and Ladakh Union Territory. And in case of most of the northeastern states and other part of the states, we have Article 371 also. So under this also there are some special provisions and special powers which has been given for the developing the backward regions of the country. So basically, as part of that, even Arunachal Pradesh has been listed under this Article 371 only, and it has some special powers also under this Article 371. So recently our Home Minister Amit Shah, when he visited this, especially Arunachal Pradesh, so this year they were celebrating the 34th year of actually like celebration, states formation celebration. They were celebrating in Itanagar. That was the time actually Amit Shah went and attended that meeting, and he has clarified to the peoples that Article 370, 371 will not be done like the same manner, and 371 will be protected. That's what he has said according to that. But since due to his recent visits also, there are some actually like protest and some problems which has been created by China also, because China has been calling this Arunachal Pradesh as southern Tibet, and already India and China, they are having a dispute with respect to this territory, and they don't want any Indian dignitaries, especially from the higher levels, to go and visit the Arunachal Pradesh state. So for that, India has made it very clear, because like India is considering Arunachal Pradesh is integral and inalienable part of India only. So it has made it statement very clear to the Chinese people. But regarding the preliminary examination, let's go and discuss this Article 371, friends. This is very important. So let's go and discuss too much in depth. So it actually, like, there is a range of articles under 371 which deals about giving special provisions under the Constitution. So this has been included under part of 21 and 22 of the Constitution. So basically, friends, from Article A to J, so there are several states which has been included, which has been given the special status. We will see one by one. So basically, friends, Article 371A deals about Gujarat and Maharashtra. So basically, friends, here the special powers will be given to the governor of that particular state in case of Gujarat and Maharashtra, and he has to separately create an independent development board. He has to create mainly to consider Vidarbha, Marathwada regions, which are considered to be very very backward regions. So the governor, by using the special power, he can actually go and provide more facilities for employment opportunities and vocational training for the people of Vidarbha and Marathwada region. So next article is Article 371B. This deals with special provisions for Assam. Here basically, friends, here the this special provision empowers the president basically. So the president will go and create a special committee will be created, and that committee will consist of elected tribal representatives only from the Assam Legislative Assembly. So they will be given some special powers to manage that some extraordinary powers which has been given under the Constitution, like administrative powers and taxation powers. Next is the Article 371C. This deals with special provisions for Manipur. So basically, friends, here what happens is that here also they will create some special committee. So here, in addition to that, friends, the governor only here, he will actually take the much responsibility, because in case of Assam, that power has been, that committee's appointment will be taken by the president, but in case of Manipur, it will be done by the governor, and it is for the governor basically to appoint a committee basically from the hilly regions of the state. He has to appoint the members. So, and they will be given some special powers to manage the state. And in case of Article 371D, it deals with special provisions of Andhra Pradesh. So here basically the president only will have the special powers under the Article 371D, and he has to provide equal opportunities for the people in case of education and employment. So under this only, friends, the central university has been created in case of Andhra Pradesh. So next article is Article 371G. This deals with special provisions for Mizoram. So basically, friends, here what they have to do is the parliament actually normally what is this special provision of this article saying means the state actually central government cannot, without the consent of the state legislative assembly, it cannot go and decide upon especially the crucial matters which are considered to be religious and social cultural practices of the Mizoram peoples, like even land ownership and other customary their cultural practices. They have to get the consent of the particular Mizoram state, then only the union government can make some changes. Then Article 371H, it deals with Arunachal Pradesh special provision. So basically, friends, here the governor will be given the power. So but the governor has to act upon in the directions from the president. Basically, he will be given some special powers with respect to managing the law and order in the state. And in case of Goa, it is Article 371I. So basically, friends, in this basically they have to go and develop a state legislative assembly, and in case, so as we know, in the state of Goa, they will have a state legislative assembly, but under these special provisions they have been given some additional powers. But one thing is, they have to maintain the number of members in the state legislative assembly should be less than 30 members. And final article is Article 371J. So this deals with special provisions basically for Hyderabad Karnataka region. A separate board has to be developed, and they have to provide necessary basically educational and vocational training for the backward regions of this Hyderabad and especially Karnataka region. So final article is world's second biggest control center for goods trains set to roll. So basically, friends, in this article they are discussing about the Eastern Corridor, Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor and Western Dedicated Freight Corridor. So before going into this, friends, because first let's go and understand why do we need a kind of dedicated freight corridor. Means normally what is happening in India means we have the railway track in which basically passengers traffic is also going, and freight corridor, freight also, luggages also taken in this, same goods also taken in this. same track only, and this leads to unnecessary congestion and reduction in speed for even passenger traffic also. So the government initially it has proposed for developing two freight corridors for the country. One is the western dedicated freight corridor, another one is the eastern dedicated freight corridor. So under this they will exclusively connect all the ports of the countries and major cities of the countries, and even the industrial corridors will be connected and the goods will be transferred on a fast track scale. So that's the idea behind this particular main object. So one thing is recently friends, as part of this article, the eastern dedicated freight corridors operational control center, the big world's second largest operational dedicated this control center as they have constructed now, especially in Allahabad, that we call it as now Prayagraj. So this is where they have actually going to have a control center for especially for the eastern dedicated freight corridor. So the eastern dedicated freight corridors control center will be in Allahabad or Prayagraj, but for the western dedicated freight corridor it will be in Ahmedabad. So this is the proposal friends, and let's also go and discuss dedicated freight corridors of eastern and western in detail also. In addition to that friends, this eastern dedicated freight corridor, it actually starts from Ludhiana in Punjab to Dalkuni near Kolkata. So basically it will pass from Punjab to West Bengal state, whereas that western dedicated freight corridors, it starts from Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust to Dadri in UP. So this is the connectivity it has been doing in case of western dedicated freight corridor. So as we have discussed, when these freight corridors have been successfully implemented, means opened, means then average train speeds in our country will be increased to 70 km per hour from actually 25 km per hour. In addition to that, the eastern and western dedicated freight corridors are also funded by World Bank, from which we are assessing the loans for developing the projects. So this eastern dedicated freight corridors total distance is 1409 friends, whereas western freight corridors distance is 1504. So western dedicated freight corridors length is much actually higher than the eastern dedicated freight corridor. And as we have discussed, this eastern dedicated freight corridor, it connects Ludhiana in Punjab to Dalkuni in near Kolkata, especially in West Bengal, whereas this western dedicated freight corridor, it connects Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust in Mumbai to Dadri in UP. So basically here they will transport fertilizers, agricultural goods like fertilizers. In addition to that, basically industrial related goods only. And in addition to that, they are also transporting food grains also, iron and steel, cement, in addition food grains and fertilizers. So thank you friends, kindly subscribe to our channel. If you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the comment section.